Hey guys, welcome back to another Uber Hulk review. Today we are going to be having a look at the Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas Mr. Hyde and Corpse Dad figure. Here's a look at the sticker of the figures, and here's a look at the packaging. Yes, the packaging is already open. So here's the front of the package, and here's a look at the back of the packaging. Okay, here's the two figures. Here's a look at the first figure that we looked at, Bertha, the corpse mom. And here's a picture of the figure that we haven't looked at yet, Mrs. Claus and Choir Elf. So, there's a read-up. If you want to read it, pause it now and read it. Alright. So give me just a second and I'll get these guys out of packaging. By the way, whenever you're getting something out of packaging, always practice knife or scissor safety. So here's the little booklet that comes with it. And it just shows the other products that you can buy. So here's the two figures out of packaging. And let's start with Mr. Hyde. So let's look at Mr. Hyde's face. He's got, as my nephew would say, he's got a fish face. But I'm loving the sculpting in his face, the top hat that looks like it has the wrinkles, the suit that he's got on, the way that the hands look, and you can barely see the feet, but his costume, his entire costume is just amazing. Now, let's compare him to the NECA Mr. Hyde. So here's the... Okay, so trying to see it. Here's the NECA Mr. Hyde, and he's got his hat, and he's got two of his little minions up there. And yes, he is shorter, but I actually like this Mr. Hyde. I prefer this one better because he does have the little minions. Because this Mr. Hyde, his hat does not move. So his hat does not move, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at his articulation. His head moves. His head moves to the left. His head moves to the right. Not much up and down articulation, but it still moves. Let's look at his hands. Alright, I'm going to be very careful with this because these Diamond Select arms have a tendency to break off very easily. As you can see up there, it does move a good bit, and his hand rotates. But I'm not going to push it too far because I don't want to break it off. But his arm does move. And as you can see right there, there's a socket, but I do not want to break it. So that's the articulation in that. He also has just a back and forth foot articulation, but that's actually pretty cool. So not gonna knock it. So that's Mr. Hyde. Now let's look at the Corpse Dad, Ned. Yes, he has a name. So here is the Corpse Dad, Ned. And I'm just going to say that out of all the figures in this wave, I'm loving this guy the most. Just look at all this detail. You know, the hair, the face, the mouth is slightly open, the clown nose, the tie, and the little sweater, the little Mr. Rogers sweater that he's got going on, the buttons, you know, the flare, the little ripples in the jacket. Just everything about this figure is just amazing to me. So, okay, here's the Corpse Dad from the front. And here's the corpse dad from the back. Now keep in mind, I'm doing this with one hand, so I'm going to look at his articulation, okay? His head goes back and forth. It can probably go all the way around, but that's not what I'm looking for here. The arms, once again, I mean, just look at how thin these arms are and that little bitty tiny socket right there. It's the same in the elbow, and there's some articulation in the hand, so I'll slightly turn that and slightly turn that back, but I don't want to break his arm off because I just got him out of the packaging. But as you can see, there is rotation in his elbow. He's got articulation. I know, epic crotch shot, right? But he's got articulation in his waist. So here's his waist from the front. And here he is looking to this side. And here he is looking to the other side. Now, to be honest with you, this is the coolest part of this figure to me. Watch this. Here's his leg just straight. And here it is kicked out. And he can still stand. That's awesome. And here's his other leg kicked out. And it can basically look like he's walking. So that's awesome. So here's the corpse dad by himself. And here's the corpse dad with his lovely bride. I love this. And there's the corpse family all together. Ned, Bertha, and Ethan. That's right. That's right, they have names. So anyways, so there's the corpse family. And here's both Hydes. So there's corpse family and both Hydes. And here's the two figures that we were covering today. Do I give these guys a smash or a no smash? I give them a huge smash. I would recommend picking them up. This was actually a pre-order. I've been waiting for about a year on these, but it was definitely worth the wait. And it's got that Halloween vibe to it. So, yeah, this has been another Uber Hulk look at the Diamond Select Wave 10 Nightmare Before Christmas Corpse Dad and Mr. Hyde figures. I recommend whenever these do come out, going and picking them up. And the Uber Hulk is out. Which of these figures do I like better? It's difficult to say, but completing the corpse family was cool. But also doing a comparison of Mr. Hyde was cool. So that's toughy. Let me know what you thought. And the Uber Hulk will see you guys later. Bye.